No worries. I'll take care
of it. All right. We have our next performer up, and we are going to have the Suzette Veneti Show broadcast live here. You can check her out every Sunday on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/stabcomedy. Or if you like, you can even grab your phone right now, pull up YouTube and search Suzette Veneti or Stab Comedy, and you'll find her. Super honored to have her broadcasting from here today. So, here we go. Thank you so much.
Hi, Hello? Oh, hi. Wow. Okay. Hi. How are you? This is not a yell into it microphone. So I'm not as much fun as Sia Envy, who just performed, because I'm just doing a talk show. But we'll try to talk about interesting stuff, and we'll be right here. We're really far away because this is a touch-your-face kind of hot day, and my makeup doesn't agree with the sun. So it's better that we're like 60 feet away, because I look pretty from this distance, right? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I just want to make sure I exist pretty in your minds. Welcome to the Suzette Veneti Show, the only talk show hosted by a drag princess who has a day-old tan line showing that she wore a bra in the sun, but only on one shoulder. Hi, I'm Suzette Veneti, and welcome to the Suzette Veneti Show. Today we're on location at the Sacramento DOCO for the LGBTQ Center's DOCO al Fresco Pride event. Okay, all right, cool, yeah. That's where you guys usually do that, so you guys are doing your job. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell some jokes. We'll see how they go. Clean. Okay, we'll see if yeah. All right. On Wednesday, ESPN basketball analyst, basketball, Jay Williams sent out a tweet congratulating the Boston Celtics on hiring Ime Udoka. Williams, the NBA analyst and former NBA player, pointed out that this was the first time Boston had hired a black head coach. The only problem is he's the 6th black head coach in Celtics history. The Celtics were actually the first team in league history to hire a black head coach. So Jason Williams incorrectly tweeted that, and then he tweeted later, whoops, the tweet that came from my account was not my own and I changed my password, implying that he was hacked or didn't write the tweet. The Boston Celtics Twitter responded, look, we know this is Boston and it's been 80 years, but we're 80 years to hire our first black head coach? We're not that racist with our sports. Okay. Thank you. Yes, you know about Boston. Okay. The state of Missouri has a huge outbreak of the Delta variant of COVID-19. We will be the canary, said Eric Frederick, chief of the administrative officer at Mercy Hospital of Springfield, which has been inundated with COVID-19 patients. Bars in Greene County, where Springfield is located, are even attempting to bribe people with free beer to get them to get vaccinated. Much to everyone's surprise, not even free beer is tricking Missourians into protecting themselves from a virus that had killed 3.9 million people. Lisa Miller, 49 of Springfield, said, no one knows anything about the vaccines or what's in them. They're basically treating people like lab rats. Then she reached down, grabbed a syringe off the ground and said, ooh, meth. Oh, okay. Britney Spears finally spoke out about her father's conservatorship hold on her. Yes, I know, I agree. She spoke to being forced to take lithium against her will, not being permitted to remove her IUD, and not being able to use her own social media, marry the man she wants, have his baby, and more. Her father, Jamie Spears, pulling an extremely manipulative move of living in an RV outside of a storage unit containing memorabilia from her career, while he's banking $16,000 a month off of her, said she could have spoken out against the conservatorship at any time if I had let her. I'm not a monster. It's not like I'm Dinah Lohan or Kris Jenner. Hashtag free Britney. By the way, if Jamie Spears wants to sue me for libel, he would actually need Britney's money since he doesn't make his own. But he can't sue me for libel because he made himself a public figure, so he's open to parody. So I can make fun of him all I want. I can attribute quotes and anything to him. Hashtag free Britney. I'm going to end there because ending on Free Britney's great. Anyway, so normally I interview people, so I'm going to interview a comic friend of mine. I'm so excited. She's a friend of the show, and she's one of my favorite comics in Sacramento. Last time she was here in September, I said, come on, be a co-host. And she said, you have co-hosts? And I'm like, yeah, today. Hi. So today's that day, and we're gonna have people coming in and out of the show while we're up here. But I'm excited for the next guest to be here, Emma Haney. Yeah, give her a round of applause.
Thank you. I'm trying not to fall on my face. Hi. Okay, for
All
sure,
right.
for sure.
Cool. So Emma, what have you been up to in a post-pandemic world?
Post-pandemic world.
Yeah.
Still just working, you know?
Yeah?
I work at FedEx. Give it up for me, you guys. Yeah. Full time. So that's been a fun year, just delivering like the worst kind of shit to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but a lot of people are ordering stuff, so you're like overworking.
Yeah, it's like the Christmas that will never end.
When do you
It's
think that will
terrible.
end? When will like the shipping industry go back to normal?
It's starting to slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely like once they hit like a year and a half, it was like everything's once the stimmy money ran out,
The stimmy
it
money.
started to slow down a lot.
So have you been getting booked a lot since the pandemic ended?
Yeah, I have been. It's been nice. I think a lot of people didn't think I was doing anything because I would refuse to do Zoom shows.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, once everything opened back up, I got a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's June. It's Pride Month. Have you done a lot of Pride shows?
Yes, I did the show here yesterday, which was interesting, performing for the Allies. And
What kind of crowd do we have out there right now? Do we have allies? Straights?
straights?
Do we have gays?
Yay.
Okay.
Ah, there
Hi.
they are. Hello. Yeah, there was just a bunch of old white men here yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Okay.
it's so great. I was staring at this one guy as I was telling jokes, and he was just like, no, it wasn't about it.
It's
but it was
tough.
fun.
Old white men are tough to do comedy to because sometimes they're like down with everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just want old white men jokes.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You know, it'd be nice if they told you what they wanted ahead of time.
Well, they're tough nuts to crack, but once you get them, it's great.
Yeah.
I got the one guy once, and I'm like, that's it. Goodbye. My set's done now.
So sometimes in the comedy community, there's drama.
Yeah.
You enjoy the drama.
I love tea. I love a good mess.
Okay, so why do you enjoy the tea? Why do you enjoy the mess?
I don't know, because I don't watch a lot of reality TV, so that's as close as I get to just like hot goss.
I feel like the gay table in the corner is missing our talk about tea and drama.
That's okay. They're just here to have
Okay.
fun on their Pride Day. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. I just don't want them
Last
to talk about
weekend.
drama.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like drama? I enjoy. I just don't want to be part of it.
What would you do if one person was like, I don't, and just got up and left?
I'd be if they left. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. Come back.
Yeah, please sit down.
It's always a risk when you do stuff like this that you'll walk people though. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm like, well, hopefully they just tune us out.
I walked a lady last night and it felt great.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why did it feel good?
I don't know, because I'm like, good, get that vibe out of here. No.
That's true.
Well, she was just sitting there with her arms crossed, and I was like, and that's the only person you focus on.
Right.
When
Is
you're doing
is the
stand-up.
negative person?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You tune out like all the people enjoying you.
Yeah.
Subconscious, like you're not trying to, but you can't help but look at the one person
Yeah,
hating you.
everyone could be like dying of laughter, and just one person's just stone faced, and I'm like, that's all I'm gonna focus on the whole time.
And it bothers you? You don't like, because I know comics that enjoy that.
I enjoy the hardness of it, to be like, I'm gonna get this
the
person
challenge.
to crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they don't and they're not about it, I'm like, why the fuck are you in the front row? Get out of here. Go sit in the
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Why, especially like at a comedy show, like comedy shows often, excluding yesterday, aren't spontaneous to people.
Yes.
They know they're at a show.
Yes.
So it's like, if you know you're at a show, why are you, like, some people go to shows and I swear they're like, I'm not gonna laugh. That's my goal
Yeah,
tonight.
that's like a challenge for them, like their own personal goal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. Do you ever use the drama to get booked?
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like,
Been like, I know this, so give me 5 minutes. No,
Or-
that's blackmail. That's not.
that's blackmail.
That's different. That's totally different.
yeah, I don't know if anyone's paying for the internet that's paying attention.
Oh,
Don't get
that's
on Emma's
fine.
bad side. She'll blackmail you.
No, I won't. I'm sweet. I'm a sweetheart. I don't think I've ever used hot goss to get booked. If anything, I would use it to buddy up with someone, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you should come to my show." So maybe I do.
Oh,
a little
that's
bit.
talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't get booked, so I should do that.
Yeah, you should do that. Just learn all the
Just-
secrets, and then slowly dish them out to a booker.
That still sounds
over
like
time.
blackmail.
Is it?
A little
if
bit.
it's other people's secrets, not their personal secrets.
Oh, okay. So like get secrets, like get the gossip around the scene.
Yes.
Okay.
We love scene goss. There's
Yeah.
not that much right now because everything's opening back up.
I got
but-
distracted because I have a rainbow tutu, and I was like, that's not.
Ooh,
I don't have the same rainbow tutu.
That looks fun.
It does look fun.
Yeah.
So last time you were on my show, you wanted to explore the drag kingdom, and you and I
Yeah.
talked about this off screen.
Yeah.
But maybe fill the audience in the last 9 months, like, yeah, no, not like the whole thing, but in the
Yeah.
last 9 months, have you thought more about like exploring being a drag king?
I have but it's like I'm just starting to get back into my own creative like thing. So it's like I'm just trying to think of how I would execute it, which drag and comedy, even though some of it is kind of the same,
Right.
it's a very different animal. So I'm like, do I have like the gumption to like act something out and like do it to where like the quality would be where I would want it as an artist? You know what I mean?
Right, but I mean, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
So like,
that's true.
when you started comedy, you weren't the comic that you are now.
That's true. That's true. I'd be like an open mic drag baby.
I think that might be harder though, because I know some drag queens that want to start comedy, and they don't want, like, they're good, and they don't want to suck at something.
Yeah.
And so,
that's
like,
always a thing too.
Yeah. So it's hard to be good at something and then start something else new and not be as good.
Yeah. It is hard. But that's almost like the fun challenge in it though, is to just see how you progress and can then get better.
Right. I think
So-
so. I think it's like
I'm just trying to convince myself right now.
somewhere we might have a drag king around. I invited a drag king to the show. So if anyone pops in, let me know. Cool.
No? All right.
Yeah, but we
This
can
is
get some
just-
tips. Let's see what was next. You came to a drag brunch.
I did. That was
Yes.
so fun.
So for anyone out there, Makeup and Mimosas drag brunch, it's 21 and over right now. Unfortunately, I'd like it to be all ages, but we can't at the moment. But it's at Badlands, and you were there.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It was fun.
It was so fun.
What was your favorite part?
Just the different acts, just how different everybody was. Like there was no like act that was similar to anybody else's, and it was great. I loved the song choice. No like real popular like hits of today. Like it was all older like bangers, which was cool.
Oh, so you didn't watch me perform?
No, I did.
Well, I did 7 Rings. Like that's
Oh yeah, that's true.
that's a Today song.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah,
But everybody else.
but I was cute,
You looked very good that
so you might have
day.
just been distracted by how I looked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could say that was a thing.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, I'm glad you came. So after coming, does it make it easier to think about getting into drag?
it. Yeah, because then I was able to like talk to different people and kind of get a couple people to give me like words of encouragement, I guess, which is always nice. Like you're
Right.
very supportive and everything.
I try.
But then when you hear it from like multiple people, it's super cool.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes like the person that is like, I don't know, I've been in relationships before, or I have close friends, and they'll tell me something over and over and over, and it doesn't sink. Like I know that's what I need to do, but you need to hear it from someone else sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I needed. But then I was like, and then I just started asking people stupid questions. I'm like, I have so much hair. How do I put it in a wig?
Well, that's why I invited one of my drag king friends. I was like, we'll ask a drag king.
Yeah.
Like, where do you put all the hair?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because it sounds like a stupid question maybe, but it's not.
Yeah.
And maybe once you've been in it for like 8 years, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
But for your first time, none of
I
it
have
makes
no
sense.
idea.
Yeah.
And makeup's not even a thing that I wear in real life. So I'm like,
Oh.
how does that work?
Right.
So, yeah.
My phone keeps locking. I can't get into the internet.
You
Sorry.
can't get into the internet. They
Yeah.
have like a Wi-Fi thing.
I know it wants my Comcast password, and I'm like, no, I should just
Ew.
be able to not give a password.
That's true.
Let me in, internet.
How was your brunch today?
Brunch today was great.
Really?
Actually, yeah. We had a really fun guest.
Yeah.
We had a really great audience.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, last week was rough. We had a lot of cancellations.
That sucks.
It does, because we turn people away when people book.
Yeah.
So if people cancel last minute, there's people that could have come and watched the show that
Yeah.
didn't get to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I had fun. I think the audience had a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was the one thing I noticed with the drag brunch is how the audience just like loves it. They get so into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like way more than comedy.
Do you guys like clean house with your tips?
It depends on the
Really?
show. Yeah.
Okay.
Like some shows you do, some shows you don't.
Mhm.
Some audiences don't know to tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they bring like every table gets a little basket,
Right.
which I love. I'm gonna start doing that at my stand-up show.
I know.
I'm
well,
like,
you've
here's
done
my fry basket. Please put money in
right.
it.
You've done my show at Punchline. Like
Yeah.
sometimes comics are really surprised to see that. Like, oh wow, you get tips.
You tips. Yeah.
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 So
There used to be a guy when I first started who would bring a tip jar on stage just as like a joke, but then people started putting money in it, and then everyone tried to do it, and then everyone stopped because it stopped working.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense because
Yeah.
it's then it becomes it takes it from being like a gimmick to
To being like, oh, we have to pay more.
right.
Yeah.
No, it was good, and I imagine the tips are. I haven't counted. I usually don't count till Wednesday. 'Cause
Really?
well, I'm up for so long on Sundays.
Oh, that's true. You don't
doing the 4 shows. Yeah. So by the time I get to sleep on Sunday, I'm like, I'm not getting that, and then I'm really tired Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday about, and then I'll go to the bank because it's
Yeah.
all in ones.
It's all in ones.
It's
Do
all
they
in
say
ones.
anything when you go up with all ones?
No, because I counted out for them, so they're glad.
Oh, no, I mean like, or do they like your?
Are they like, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, are you a stripper? And I'm like, well,
That's my business.
I mean, maybe.
yeah,
What do
just
you
like
think?
coy.
What was I gonna say? Oh, some people come to shows and they don't tip.
Really?
Yeah, like they'll come to the show and they're like, oh, I'm doing the Venmo.
Yeah.
But then we know if you did the Venmo or not,
yeah, that's true.
right? Like you can say you did the Venmo, but if you didn't do the Venmo, it's not like we're like, oh, that person must have accidentally Venmoed someone else.
The
Like-
tipping was my favorite part because it's just nice if you like enjoy someone. I was like, ooh, Apple, yay! And then I tipped you a bunch.
Oh, thank you.
The one person who starts shit where you told me, I was like, oh, nothing for them. Nothing for them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Becky was laughing at me.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I like that you and Becky came because like
Mhm.
you got to do it you got to go to a show with someone that you like.
Yes.
And that's another really important part of seeing a new show is sharing it with someone so you can like talk about it afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tipping in the baskets is new. So
Really?
I should tell you
You
that
should
in case
keep that
Oh,
going.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should tell you in case you become a drag king.
yeah.
Before the pandemic, people really didn't do that.
Oh, really?
And my friend Yaya and we hosted a show at Stab, and we put the Queen's Venmos on the screen because we were like, oh, the future is here. People want a Venmo.
Yeah.
But before that, it was just cash, and you had to take it. With,
Oh,
with
I
the baskets,
see.
we're like all about it because people they'll have a dollar bill and they'll be like, here you go, and then if you don't get to them in time, they'll just put it in their pocket and they're like, oh, I'll give it to the next person.
Oh, but the basket.
Right, the
yeah.
basket. They're just like, oh yes, I love you. Oh my god, and then they put it in the
Strippers
basket.
should try that.
They probably should.
have.
I mean, I think you can just throw it on stage.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the stage
don't
is a
know.
basket.
The stage is one big basket.
The stage
that's
is a
right.
big fry basket, and everyone on it is a chicken tender.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
chicken tender.
Just
Fun.
living life. So yeah, so you should know that if you do drag. Are you any closer to starting now after coming to brunch?
I think I've thought about it a lot more.
Okay.
So I think I still need, I don't know, just like an extra something to like spark me to get me going. Because it's such a big step out of my comfort zone performance wise.
Uh-huh.
Because of like having to get different clothes and like fix up my image and like stuff like that. Towards comedy, I'm just like, and I just
Right.
wear this and like go out and tell jokes.
It's a very if you get to do that, it's a very straight white guy thing to get to do.
Yeah.
To just like look like whatever you want and get to do jokes.
That's the best thing about being just non-binary. Is I'm like, whatevs. I don't have to worry about anything.
Like ripping this shirt, fine.
Yeah.
Hair
Look at
messed
this
up,
shirt's
whatever.
got bleach stains, but I was like, but my shoes look nice.
That's kind of cool though. Bleach stains are kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what Michelle said.
She's
like,
right.
It's like tie-dye. Yeah.
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 I mean, we're basically wearing the same thing.
We are basically wearing the
I'm wearing
same
like
thing.
the happy version, and you're wearing like the realistic version.
Yeah.
I do like your shoes. I'm jealous.
Yes.
I
I need
some-
to clean them, but they are.
I need some J's.
I haven't gotten any yet. These are
Oh,
air.
they're just air flights.
Yeah, you just
but
air
they're
flights.
J-like.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I got them.
I need a fin. I don't know if Findom Daddies we're supposed to be clean. I don't know if that's clean, but I need someone that just buys me shoes.
I think you can find that easily.
I have tried. I like imagining that's for us.
It is for us.
It is.
It is.
I have tried to find someone to just buy me shoes over the internet and send them, but I can't. Like, I don't like if you're watching and you just want to buy me shoes. I'll send you pictures, and that can be the whole relationship.
Listen,
you buy me
there's
shoes.
children in the audience.
Well,
No,
a
I'm just
relationship
kidding.
of any kind.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know,
It's tough.
a
with,
benevolent older person.
Yeah, and it's hard because of Craigslist. They took away like all those kind of connections because you could have just posted something on Craigslist.
Well, that's what Instagram's for.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that we find a spark. Because what about like a duet? Would you be down with a duet?
I would be down with a coupling first so I don't feel like I'm by myself.
Okay.
And I could even write a sketch, like a quick intro to get into it.
Okay.
Which I told you most
You
of the
did.
songs that I would want to do, I wrote an intro into it, but I have to have somebody else with me.
Okay. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right.
So we just need to find a show to do it.
I need a show. I need a wig. I need a suit.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if I want to go suit. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Because hair and boobs, those are the two things I'm like, how do
You're
I...
most worried about.
Yeah. Because, you know,
There's tricks.
that's what I hear.
There's good tricks.
It's so terrible that I've Googled it. I'm
That's
like,
not
how
terrible.
to?
No, that's smart. I taught myself a lot of cool tricks that other people never would have taught me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did you is it can we talk about what you found?
Binders. That was the only
Binders?
thing I found.
I think it's
But
for,
those are like can be unhealthy.
They
or,
can
like,
be.
dangerous.
Yeah, I think more importantly, like you probably just don't want to go shirtless as a king.
Listen, yeah.
I mean, if you do,
no.
and then like you also don't like wear like tight muscle tees.
Yeah, which isn't easy.
Yeah.
I'll just wear this.
Right. I mean, you just do that, and
Yeah.
then you're just like a dad bod. Like, would you care if you had a dad bod?
I love it. I will eat more to get a dad bod just for me.
Yeah. So just be a dad bod king.
Yeah, I could do that.
That sounds like
Dad bods are in.
That sounds like we're not being clean when I say dad bod king, but it's completely clean the way we're talking about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would be now. That's like a good idea.
No, it's because the key with drag is like show off what you got and like show
Yeah.
off what you want to show off.
Yeah.
What you can highlight the assets and hide whatever the opposite of asset is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So like if you have boobs, like you want to hide them.
Yeah.
But if you have, great cheekbones, you're like, yo, no.
I don't know.
What-
yes.
what- I think you have good eyes.
I have good eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to wear your glasses when you perform?
No, probably not. I'd probably put my contacts in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd show off your eyes.
Okay.
Hide your boobs.
All right.
Which is like the opposite for me.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just like let's
you
show
have pretty
off.
eyes.
Do
I
I?
like
Thank
how you
you.
do your makeup. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how it looks after 12 hours.
It's gonna be down here. Like it'll run for sure.
Oh, I don't know. My drag mom was really specific. She said, Suzette, your makeup needs to last through a hurricane.
That's true. And do you put like hair? I used to do hairspray when I
Hairspray?
used to do makeup. Yeah.
No, Taryn does hairspray. I do Urban Decay All Nighter.
Oh, okay.
It's a setting spray.
So they have shit for that now.
Yeah, they make products for it.
Okay. Well, the last time I wore makeup, like Becky keeps telling me makeup is very much like changed. Like it's not bad for you. It's kind of good for your skin. And I was like, the last time I used makeup, it was like Wet and Wild goop that people would just put
I don't know
on
if
their
I'd say
face.
it's good for your skin.
Well, it's not bad for it.
Right,
Like,
it's not
easy
bad for it. I
to-
think good
yeah.
skincare is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're moisturizing all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And definitely before makeup. And then you want to take, I don't like using makeup wipe removers because they're full of chemicals.
Yeah.
So I use a microfiber cloth. It's just
Ooh,
water.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coconut oil works, baby wipes work.
Baby wipes.
Yeah, but you have to use something.
Yeah. That's why I just I don't wear anything.
Right. No, but to perform, like,
You have to.
And
I'd
it's-
have to
it's-
contour and do all that
you
shit.
do.
Yeah.
It's a huge change from stand up.
I mean, I'm just gonna have to start watching tutorials, I guess.
Do you have a name picked out?
No, but I like the name that you did.
Daddy Man?
Yeah.
I like it too.
See, and it goes with the dad bod.
It
so
does.
There's that. Yeah.
Dad bod, the Daddy Man, or wait, Daddy Man, the Dad bod King.
Yes. Michelle, write that down. My partner's back there.
Right. Is she writing it down?
No, she's
Okay.
talking.
Well, this
like
show
everyone
is
else
taped,
here.
so I know,
Yeah.
right? I was
I'm
like,
just looking at you. I'm not.
no, that's yeah.
Oh wait, hi. There's there.
We
see,
appreciate you
got a
guys watching. Is
couple.
any of this interesting at all for you guys?
Be honest. You could be honest.
I appreciate you nodding, even if it's not.
Yeah.
You made my day.
Listen.
Because if you were like, no, I'd be like, what? Then that thing where you want to pander to the people watching, it'd be like, well, what's interesting to you? You know? And you're like, nothing you have to say.
Nothing you have to say. We're like, what, baby wipes? That's not
Yeah.
interesting to you? To take off makeup?
So I used to do a show called The Shoe Show, which is, I
Ooh.
think you know, I think you came to it, and Sydney's here. Sydney did The Shoe Show.
Yeah.
So we'll bring her on before you have to go.
Yeah.
And maybe she can tell you her experience.
Okay.
But other comedians wanted, oh, I'm watching for you.
Okay.
Other comedians wanted to do drag
Okay.
and tell jokes.
Yeah.
So as far as, and when I can bring it back, I will. I mean, we've been in a pandemic, and then you produce a lot of shows too, so you know, just
Yeah.
like me, like sometimes it's like finding the right venue
Yeah.
for the right show.
Yeah.
So I want to bring the shoe show back once I can figure out a venue.
Well, what about Stab?
I think I'd do it at Stab.
Yeah.
Would you do the shoe show as Daddy Man?
I would do the shoe show as Daddy Man with the dad bod king.
Oh.
Yeah. I would
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Okay. Is that less daunting to you?
Jesse.
Like than performing in like a lip sync?
Yeah, just because, no, I would still probably want to do a song, right? So you don't do a song, you just do jokes.
Yeah, it's a stand-up
in
show.
a character, so I'd have to do jokes in character.
You don't have to. So some comics have, and some comics just do the regular set.
Yeah.
The best was like Ed Mina
Yeah.
got catcalled on the way into the show,
Hell yeah.
and he was like, "I'm not even pretty," and I was like, "But that's not."
But Ed Mina's got cakes.
Ed Mina does
so-
have cakes, but it's not about if you're pretty. Like some guys will just catcall anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like you'll be in a hoodie, and you're like, "Leave me alone. I just want to buy groceries."
I've been in an outfit where you can't see the shape of my body.
Right.
And I've gotten like my FedEx uniform and
Right.
I've gotten catcalled.
But they know you're a lady.
yeah.
Or they think you're a lady. You're non-binary.
yeah. Yeah. Feminine presenting.
You're lady presenting.
Well, yeah.
So they're like, let me catcall this lady presenting person.
Mhm.
What a woke chauvinist.
I know.
If they said that.
That's what I tell them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're
I'm
the
a-
wokest one here.
I'm gonna catcall you, you lady presenting person.
Yeah.
Are you a lady? I don't know if you are, but I'm still interested.
Yeah. Pretty much.
With your consent, because now they're really woke.
That's true.
The longer they talk, the more woke they get.
That's true.
Okay, so then I want to bring the shoe show back so you can do stand up.
hmm
I don't have a show yet where, like, I let somebody do a lip sync at that show once.
Yeah.
But it kind of is weird.
But you were doing the baby drag show,
Yes,
right? With
we-
like young.
Right, we did the under 21 show.
Yeah.
They
Which
are.
is, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, it's your show. Explain it.
No, I was just gonna say. So some people don't prefer the term baby queen.
I have no idea.
Right, no,
So
that's what I was gonna
so
say.
Excuse me.
No, you're fine because a lot of people do call them baby queens.
Mhm.
To me, a baby queen is anyone that's just starting,
Okay.
right? But like some of the under 21 queens we had weren't just starting; like they'd been seasoned. Like
Oh, really?
they just hadn't performed in shows at
Oh,
that
out of-
people could buy tickets to,
Mhm.
but they'd performed for free. They performed, in competitions.
Yeah.
So it depends, but yeah. So I did that. So what were you going to ask a question?
Would that be considered like, so you said some of them are like seasoned performers, but would that be considered like an open mic?
No.
in the dress? Okay.
So there is there is an equivalent to an open mic.
yeah.
It's called After Hours.
See, that's what I would have to hit up first.
That was what I did the first time.
yeah.
And Sid's been there too, so she could share her
Really?
open. Yeah,
Okay.
she came to watch me when I started.
Oh, that's so
Um,
sweet.
it is.
I love it.
So it's like an amateur night,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure how it's gonna be after the pandemic, but usually those types of shows are like you send in your music, you send in the fact that you want to participate, and they're like, okay, cool, the third week of July.
Okay.
And then you have time to like get prepared. I'm not sure if that's what After Hours is gonna do,
Yeah.
but it's a great show, and a lot of people in Sacramento get their start on that.
So have you ever thought about opening your own version of that?
I haven't because I don't want to step on Apple's toes.
Oh, okay.
And that's her
okay.
show.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
she is a champion of new performers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
She was very supportive and nice when I talked to her at brunch.
yeah,
so.
no, she loves drag kings. She loves people
well, her
trying new
partner's
things.
a king, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Clive Max is a king.
Yeah.
And we don't want to like hoard the fun. We want
Yeah.
if you want to do it and you want to take it seriously, like, and you're nice. Because
Yeah.
there was a queen recently who was not so nice, who just started.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So what's this tea?
So just trying to start fights with
I'm
everybody.
like,
Yeah, you're like, what's the tea?
I love it.
Just trying to start fights with everybody.
Like, okay, why?
Yeah, like online fights, and it's like, why are you?
See, there's comics like that too.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not. I've never seen someone end their career before it started.
I have. It's beautiful.
Comics?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like
Very new people
open mics
who
or at
yeah.
shows.
The comics that treat open mics like shows. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where they're like, this is my show. And I'm like, this is a dive bar. And there's two drunk people jumping in the back. This isn't a show.
But we all kind of treat open mics like our shows when we first start, right? Like you get all your friends to come.
Some people do.
Did you not?
I did not.
Okay.
No, I took them for practice. Like
For the whole time.
Mhm.
So you never like put 20 people in the crowd because you were doing
no,
comedy.
not for an open
Okay.
mic. No way.
I've seen people do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have too. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've seen that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I never did that.
Okay. After Hours is it does have that show feel
Yeah.
because there's a crowd and they're buying drinks and yeah.
Now I want to. Yeah. Okay.
But people know that a lot of people, and if that's another thing, like just with comedy, like you ask, like, do you want me to say it's your first time? Some people say yes because, like, yeah, tell them it's my first time. Some people are like, no, because I don't want them to know.
Really? I
Yeah.
would say it every time.
Right.
So every time they're hella supportive.
Right. I'm 8 years in. This is my first time performing.
I would do that. I'm gonna do that at the Punchline show I have this next month. I'm gonna be like, tell them it's my first time doing
Oh, what show are you
comedy.
in?
I'm closing out Johnny Taylor's show on July 7th.
Okay.
I'm headlining that, and then I think it's July 21st. I'm on the showcase, just the local showcase.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never been on.
Really?
Yeah.
The showcase?
Yeah.
Robert Barry is the only person who ever books me on it.
I might have been on once.
Okay.
I can't remember.
All right.
But I don't know, 4 or 5 years?
If I ever get past there, because 11 years of doing comedy, I still haven't been past. It's annoying. I will put you on the first one that I book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have so much to talk about off screen.
I know.
I'm
You're
trying
really going to hold me to it.
No.
I'm just
I
kidding.
I just have something to share. But like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing about doing this show is like sometimes I'll have some like not really goss.
Yeah.
Just like something that like will be interesting for you, but no one watching, whether it's live or it's streamed.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll just try to remember to tell you later.
Yeah.
There was one other thing I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember
You
what it
can't
was.
remember?
No,
Okay.
I'll have to watch it back. But
Okay.
definitely the showcase.
Yes.
And thank you. If I ever get to, I mean, I book you in shows, but if I ever get
But
a
I'm
chance.
telling you, I'm booking Suzette.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who I am.
I know.
And definitely I've never done a showcase then.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I did 20 the other night.
That's awesome. How'd it
That's
go?
sad.
How'd it feel?
I think it went really, I mean, I won't look. You can look at Jesse and he can like thumbs up or thumbs down.
he gave it a good.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I closed out a show. I closed out the Buddy,
Body
Dr. Buddy.
Posse.
Yeah. No, Dr. Buddy.
Oh, Dr. Buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're walking people.
It's okay. Bye, guys. Happy Pride.
But I wasn't sure how much people would be, I'm like,
We're here. It's here. And
yeah,
and the
it's
people
here.
online. It's fine.
For sure. Yeah, so I closed that out.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I've ever closed a show.
Really?
I came close to closing another show. This is
Okay.
definitely some goss that I don't want to say on screen. But I will tell you off screen. So I
Okay.
came close to closing
Well,
another
now
show.
everybody's chomping at the bit.
I don't know if they
No,
are.
I
yeah.
know. I just like to keep referencing
Right, for
how
sure.
no one's
Well,
listening.
that's the thing about comedy. Like, and I think that's the thing about. It's not so much a thing about drag, but definitely comedy. Like, if something's happening, you have to address it. I think I might have said this in our last interview. Like, if there's an elephant in the room and you're doing a comedy set,
You have to get it out of the way.
you have to. Like,
Yeah.
if you avoid it, if you pretend like it's not there.
So I messed up with that. I was on the Laughs Unlimited Pro-Am showcase, which, I'm featuring there in August. Anyone listening?
What date?
The 13th and 14th. I'm
Okay.
there. Cheryl Anderson is headlining.
Oh, I love Cheryl.
Yes, Cheryl hosted the first open mic I ever performed at. Where at?
At Laughs.
Yeah, okay. But that Pro-Am, so I would be considered a quote unquote the pro because I'm
Pro,
past
you're a
there.
pro, yeah.
So the guy who went up ahead of me, it was his first time doing stand-up. And he went up and I went outside to smoke because I'm like, oh, just come get me. Like I have 5 minutes or whatever.
Right.
So I go outside to smoke and then this guy like comes running out and he's all, get in here. And I'm like, what? I just got outside. So I go in there and the guy was coming off stage as I was going on stage and he was just like, sorry, and like walked up and I'm like, okay. And so I start doing my set and the crowd was just like crazy tight and super awkward. And I got like probably 3 minutes into it and then I just stopped and I'm like, I'm sorry, did something happen to you guys? I'm like, the vibe is off.
Like, who hurt you guys?
And the guy in the front was like, the dude before you just quit. And I'm like, oh shit. So I guess this guy did like 2 minutes of jokes and just like walked off stage, but I had no idea.
Right.
And I didn't address it. So my set was weird. And then after I brought it up, I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Well, and it's almost, it helps if you address it because then everyone's like, oh, you were here too.
Yeah, yeah.
You lived that experience with us.
And I would have had a better opener and it would have gotten better results had I not been outside smoking.
Do you like doing that with comedy? Do you like referencing something that's happened as your opener?
I only do that if it's like a shit show and the comic ahead of me is ridiculous. Like I did a show in Chico and I was closing it out and the guy ahead of me, the last 6 minutes of his, are there kids around here anymore? Oh, no one's listening. The guy who went ahead of me, his last joke was him talking about putting cheese on his and then, like, being like,
cheese on
this
his
is
whiz?
yeah, cheese on his whiz. That would have been funnier than what he said.
I know. Oftentimes, I find that like people's bad jokes, I can make them better. But go ahead. Cheese on his
so
whiz.
that was his whole thing. Was like, you got to put the cheese on the, and I was like, okay.
For what?
For a lady to like enjoy his company.
Like
women are into that, Suzette. I didn't know if you know that. They
I'm
like
not.
Cheese. I'm not.
I don't
either.
like cheese. I like cheese, but I don't like.
It depends on what flavor it is. But anyway, so this no.
Munster.
But it's Munster cheese. Just,
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. But so yeah, when I went up, because the guy went on about it for like 2 or 3 minutes, which feels like a lifetime. And so I
about
went
that
up.
topic, yes.
Yeah, so I went up and I was like, well, fuck, there goes all my cheese dick jokes. Like, I don't know what I'm going to talk to you guys about for 30 minutes. He took it.
I'm just imagining him like the guys in the room, and he's like, he says to the lady like, oh, and he has the grater like in an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
And he's like, would you like cheese? Tell me when.
Tell me when.
Yeah.
And he just keeps
grating.
It was such a weird to where I was like, what were you on when you thought that you should share this with people?
Absolutely. Like,
it was weird.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
So it's 6:03. I want to let you go by 6:15. We don't have any drag
No,
kings.
everyone literally left to get food.
Okay, cool. I would love some of that.
I know.
No nachos or hot dogs. Yeah, none of that. I'm going to ask you rapid fire questions.
Oh, no. I did bad with this last time.
We didn't do them last time.
We didn't do them last time? Maybe I was buzzed watching your show and I just was doing it from home.
I mean, I watched this morning to check.
Yeah.
But also I can't ask all my questions because some of them aren't clean at all.
Okay.
Usually on the show, I'm like, whatever, say whatever you want.
Well,
Yeah, no, there's very
Oh
much.
no, I hear
yeah.
I hear a child talking in the audience.
So we'll try to
I
get.
regret talking about the cheese jokes.
Well, everyone likes to put cheese on their pizza.
That's good. I was
Thank
almost
you.
like, where are you going with this?
Oh, I'm good. I did a kid event yesterday.
Oh, so you're like on
Yeah.
that level.
That's why I have a
Okay.
bra strap tan line. Just one. Just on my right shoulder.
Nice.
Apple was like, that's so fitting for you
Yeah,
that you would just have one.
because you're a mess.
Yeah.
But you look great.
I make being a mess look great.
You
Um,
do.
So this is a question I asked drag performers, but I thought you might be far enough into your thought process that I can ask you.
Okay.
Is there a name that you have considered that you don't want to use?
Don't want to use
Right.
Josh.
Josh?
That'd be a terrible drag king name.
I mean,
and
if-
next on stage, Josh. That's
but if
it,
it's just that, I kind of like it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's true. Now
Like,
I regret.
There's
saying-
nothing afterward. And
Just
people,
no, just Josh.
Because then people would be like, but what?
or have them say it's just Josh.
It's just Josh?
It's just Josh.
It's just Josh.
He's next.
That
Yeah.
okay, that happens a lot with drag. Like people's Instagram handles, they'll
Yeah.
get introduced by their Instagram handle.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna make one called "It's Just Josh."
So like Yaya goes, her Instagram handle's Yaya the artist.
yeah.
And
Oh, so that's what they
People
say.
introduce her as Yaya the artist, like coming to the stage, Yaya the artist, and it's like,
Ah.
no, she's just Yaya.
Okay.
That's just her handle.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I see it happen a lot.
So should I pick another name that I wouldn't go by?
No, I think that's a fun because you haven't performed yet. So
Okay,
maybe
that's true. That's
yeah.
true.
I think we found out that you actually do like Josh.
I think that's a thing now. Yeah.
But the way you said it would imply that you don't.
Josh.
Josh. Yeah.
But that's how I'd want the MC to say it.
And a good MC would do that because it's the same. You go up to someone, how would you like to be introduced?
Josh.
Right. And I'd be like, people always joke with me. I can't say exactly what they'll say, but they'll be like, oh, say that I go to the grocery store and don't use coupons because I'm a monster. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you want me to say. And I'm like, coming to the stage, this person doesn't use coupons at the grocery store. They're a monster. And
It's
then
Josh.
right. And then they're like, they look at me and like, how could you introduce me like that? I'm like, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my job to like vet if you're being honest or
Yeah,
not.
yeah. That's true.
I'm just asking you what you want me to say.
Yeah.
And I did that.
Okay.
So, unless it's like a drag show, you have more fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have a favorite wig color, you think?
A wig color?
Uh-huh.
I think I'd want to go with dark hair.
Dark hair.
Because I don't really have dark hair, right?
Okay.
It's not really that
I would
dark.
not call that dark hair.
Okay, good. So like dark brown.
Dark brown,
Mm-hmm.
like close to black.
Close to black, yeah.
That's very 1950s.
It is.
Which,
or
I
should
mean-
I just go opposite and do like your color, just platinum?
I mean, you don't have to stick to one.
That's true. I could buy several wigs.
You can. I
Yeah.
mean, start with one,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm gonna just get one at Spirit the next time they open.
So, one step, it's like, I mean, I could talk about alcohol, right? Because like that's happening.
yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
That's not,
I'm
not
drinking
clean.
a beer.
Okay, yeah.
While I'm,
So
yeah.
like, I would say Spirit is like your well wig.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, just one step up. Like, so like I don't want to offend any liquor. Like, I want a sponsorship. What's one step up for vodka?
Oh God, I think it's like pop off. Anything in a rubber hand,
Any
hand
rubber,
or
any,
not rubber,
if you
plastic
can,
handle.
If you can hold it here and drop it and it doesn't
and it's
break,
fine.
I'm not
yeah.
drinking it. Yeah.
And you're also in Sacramento. They don't
Right.
sell them in the glasses
Right.
anymore. Pop off.
starts
I'd say
with-
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff,
maybe.
yeah. So like Smirnoff, like if you go to Evangeline's, they're probably like absolute.
Yeah.
Like so, I'd go there
Okay.
because it's not much more than your pop off.
And it's
wig.
probably a little bit better.
a little bit better.
Okay.
You can see them on heads. You can try them on.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do that at Spirit.
Okay. No, they're in a bag.
And
you
then
have to open the bag.
Spirit makes you feel bad because you're like, oh, I'm in the body of a dead business.
Yeah.
There used to be a business here that gave people a livelihood.
They just rent out old weird buildings and it's strange.
They rent out
like
every
once
weird
a year.
I had a joke during the pandemic that so many businesses were closing down.
It's gonna be so-
The vice president of Spirit was like, "We're overwhelmed with acquisitions. Like, stop closing. The pandemic needs to end."
Yeah.
I thought it was a good joke.
That is funny.
Do you think you'll name your wigs?
No, I don't see that in me. But maybe. I name him Thomas. Just really stupid. I have like the worst men's names, but it's okay.
Are they bad? Is Thomas a bad name?
No, I don't want to offend any Thomases out there.
Sorry, Thomas.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking at? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Lez-He West.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. That is a drag king.
Yay. All right.
Probably won't have time to stop in. Let's see. How high? So you're non-binary.
Yeah.
Do you wear heels?
No.
Okay.
I never have worn. I think I did in high school for a dance, but I brought Converse to change into.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How high would high heels? How high would too high be for high heels for you?
How high?
Yeah.
Or what's too high? An inch.
An inch? Okay.
Yeah, I'm bad. I tried to do high heels once, not just as a joke, not too long ago, and I couldn't. It was comical. I couldn't.
Whose were they?
My friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they
I'm just
fit?
like, let me just try. Well, they were a little too big because I actually have like pretty small feet.
I noticed.
Yeah, like size 8.
Because I was gonna jump you for your shoes.
You can't. Sorry.
Because 8 would fit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I buy, when I get Nikes and Adidas, I buy the kids' sizes.
Oh.
And they're cheaper.
They are cheaper.
Yeah. It's nice.
Okay, so no heels.
No heels.
Do you have a favorite recurring show to perform in?
To perform in. That's hard to say. Nah, I guess before times. Favorite, I like Don't Tell comedy.
Okay.
Don't Tell is always fun.
Right.
And they're just like, the vibe is always cool. The people are always neat. The venues are different because they switch up around Sacramento or SF or wherever they're at. Yeah. So Don't Tell is fun. Check them out. Anyone listening?
Do you have a favorite venue?
A favorite venue. I love performing at Stab inside.
Yes.
I haven't done the outside yet. We're doing that. I think the show that Corey Berenger and I are doing, it's July 17th, our Warm Takes show. I believe that's going to be, that's going to be outside.
Okay.
So, we don't know. It could be, it could not be. Might be inside. We don't know.
So when I closed out the show the other night, it was outside.
Yeah.
And I liked it. It still felt like Stab to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't the like one of the things I like is how, I don't want to say how small the room is, but just how intimate. Like, you can see everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel their laughter.
Yeah.
And this still felt like, it didn't have that, but it still felt like Stab.
Yeah, which is great. I love it because it's like any small space to perform in, I love because it just feels good to be in that energy. But I did a show on Thursday at Plant Daddy in Sacramento for their Pride show. And that was amazing.
Is that also sounds like a drag king name?
Plant Daddy.
Plant Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They I think they're mostly like queer ran, or there were a lot of a
botany themed drag king.
It was
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's me now. I'm
Plant Daddy.
No.
So let's go back to the first question. Name you did not use is Daddy Man.
Daddy Man. / Plant Daddy. We'll see.
Do you have a favorite? Do you think you're gonna have a favorite song to perform to?
I think once I find the right song, yeah.
You'll have to find it.
I haven't found one that I'm like really excited about yet. So
I think that's gonna be interesting, like for if you do drag for a long time to watch this episode.
Yeah.
And see like the seeds of your ideas.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the funniest thing an audience member has ever said to you after a show?
Oh my God. The most memorable and funny to me personally, I did a show, I was only like 2 years in, and I've been doing stand-up like 11, I think this is like my 11th year. I did a show in Winnemucca, Nevada, which if you guys don't know, anybody listening, it's a mining town, like 2 hours away from Reno, like out in the middle of nowhere. And I did my set, and I was sitting out in the casino playing slot machines just because I was like, I don't want to sit in there because it's a bunch of old miners just like, chick.
A lady.
A lady.
One of them women's.
Yeah, and I was like just sitting there, and I like turn around because some old guy was all, "Hey," and he comes up to me and he kisses me on the forehead, and he was all, "You were very funny tonight," and then he just disappears, and I was like, "What the?"
I don't know if that's chivalrous or not. Like he was so
It was
polite
sweet. It wasn't creep
leave.
vibes at all. It was very much like, "You were very funny," and then he kissed me on the forehead and then walked away.
I mean, he definitely invaded your space and like
he did, but it felt like a grandfather.
Okay.
Like that's how old he was. He was very old.
okay.
I could have ran easily or pushed him down. Like I didn't feel
You're like
threatened.
I could have knocked him down with the tickets that came out of the machine.
Yeah.
Sorry, lost my questions.
It's okay.
On the phone. I wish I could lock my phone open. What's your favorite item on the gay agenda?
What do you mean?
So sometimes people treat this like a joke question, and they'll be like, "Oh, you know, glitter,
Glitter.
or drag brunch."
Drag brunch.
Sometimes they'll give me like a deep answer.
Oh, I can't do that right now.
Okay.
I'm too high for that. I would have to say the getting introduced into the drag scene would be my favorite thing.
Okay.
Just like the atmosphere of it, because I'm not too like involved in the LGBT scene in Sacramento to like be around like the community and everything. I'd like to be. I should try and be a little bit more. But just like going into that and the few things I've gone to, it's like it's very nice and it's good to see. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Crap.
Did it lock again?
Yeah,
You can keep your phone unlocked from settings.
How do you
There's
do
a
that?
setting. I don't know
Oh,
how to
it's
do
in
it.
settings.
I'd have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to show you after.
That'd be riveting for everyone watching
Yeah,
live and
I mean,
taped if we
it's
just
good
started going through
TV
the
for
settings.
Sure.
Let's see. Okay, that's definitely not a clean question.
Aw.
Do you have a favorite LGBTQ activist?
No, I
Okay.
don't.
You
But
don't have to.
this past year, I have been trying to educate myself more on the history of things. So there's Martha P. Always Martha P. Right? So I'll go with that.
Okay.
Just to be cliche.
No, I mean that's an answer though, and it can like Apple could be.
That's true.
You know, I don't know if Apple would identify as an activist.
Yeah.
But certainly, if Apple inspires you and is amazing and does good work philanthropically.
Yeah, it's very much a thing I've been trying to get more into because I came out later in life. I mean, I've always been gay, whatever, queer, I guess. But like not coming out like in my late 20s, early 30s and finally being open, it's like I have a lot of shit to catch up on just with vocabulary and like everything else.
You got the
Just
tea
to
down
be-
though, like you know
Yes.
tea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've got that face where people just give me the tea, not the bag, but you know.
So one slang I can teach you is like, with drag you want to beat your face.
What does that mean?
Put makeup like
okay,
yeah.
beat your
Or,
face.
like you can also say like, ooh, that queen has a good beat.
Ooh, okay.
Like that means like, ooh, I like her.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
her
yeah.
makeup.
Okay. I'm gonna take
Motorcycles
that.
are obnoxious.
They are.
I have not done a lot of outdoor shows.
Oh, I did one of the ones I did over here in the middle of my set. There was just like a motorcycle gang just rallying. And I was like, oh, wait, because no one can hear me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like why they, I don't know. They must think that people like it because they're all so loud.
Maybe they think it charges people up. They're like, yeah, people need this.
I wish people would stop encouraging them.
Me too.
Do you cook or bake?
Yes. I'm better at baking than
Baking?
cooking. Yeah.
What-
If you know what I mean. No, I'm just kidding.
What would your walk-up song be if you were? Oh, you are doing a show tonight.
Tonight, but I don't get to pick the song.
Oh.
I'm always my go-to walk-up song if people ask is Mr. Boombastic by Shaggy because it's a banger that people forget about and the audience goes fucking nuts when they hear it. And I'm
It
just
is-
like, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
i-
forget about the 90s? Here you go.
It's a for sure banger.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people know about it.
No, but once they hear the beginning, people lose their. It's amazing. I love it. That's what I'm gonna do when I do Punchline. I'm gonna do it again.
If someone was buying us drinks after the show tonight, what would we be drinking?
I always get a beer.
What kind?
I like a good IPA. Yeah, So just
Okay.
a nice classic. I can't do hard alcohol because then I go too hard too fast. So I stick to beer.
Too Hard, Too Fast is the bootleg copy of Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's
Too
the
Hard,
poor
Too
man's,
Fast, right?
It's the poor man's version.
If someone was buying us shots, what would we be shooting?
I do whiskey. If I do take a shot, I do whiskey with a pickle back.
Okay. Do you put your toilet paper so it hangs over or under?
Over.
Yes.
Because
okay,
the
good.
other way, you're a fucking monster.
You're a monster, yeah.
My
I don't-
roommate does it, and I'm constantly just having this war that I'm convinced I'm just against myself because he doesn't notice.
Right.
Of switching it the right way.
That's the weird thing is like some people don't care.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really I thought I hated the under people. I hate the people who are indifferent.
Yes, the people who don't care.
Yeah, those are the
Because
monsters.
you have to stand for something.
You have to have a preference.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite comedian?
Favorite comedian? Ooh, it is a tie between Patton Oswalt and John Mulaney.
Okay.
So it's a tie. Mostly John Mulaney, I would say.
Do you have a favorite drag queen?
Bianca
Oh, okay.
Del Rio?
Yeah,
That one.
that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite drag king?
No, because I don't know any.
Okay, we'll have to introduce you some.
Yeah.
At some point.
One day.
I smell chicken tenders,
I do too.
so I know they exist.
Yeah.
More than
They're
nachos and hot
somewhere.
dogs. So I'm really hungry. Do you have a favorite drag princess?
No.
Okay.
You.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm totally pandering with that question.
I could tell
Yeah.
halfway through it.
Yeah.
Halfway through my answer.
Right. You're like, no, yes, you.
Yeah.
No one but you.
No one but you.
Yeah. And then the last one, because that didn't do it for my ego.
Okay.
So am I pretty?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
cool.
you look great.
Thank
Your
you.
makeup looks awesome. Your outfit is great.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's 6:20. I'm
It
sorry for
is.
holding you a little longer.
It's okay.
Is Sid still here?
I think not.
We lost Sydney. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Sydney Steigers, if you're out there, come back. I was
Come
going to have her
back.
impart her opinions, but you got to go anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Well,
I'll figure it out.
You could find maybe just take someone up from the audience who's not
Just an
paying
audience
attention.
member?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or one of the people from the over there.
Someone who's not paying attention?
Fuck, no one's
Not
paying
someone who-
attention.
Right.
But this nice gentleman and Jesse, because he has to watch the. the
I mean,
stuff.
we
Yeah,
might have.
No, yeah, that's what I
do-
bet.
do
You
we have
and
any
him.
viewers? Yeah, sorry for starting late, by the way, internet viewers. We usually start at 5:03.
Yeah.
But setup here was a
it
challenge.
was different. Yeah.
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 I like being on location.
Yeah, it's nice. It's different. It's nice to throw a different thing in every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you have to go?
I do have
Okay.
to go.
I don't want to
I'm
let you go. No, it's okay. I
sorry.
just don't want to. I don't want to unfairly keep you.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, if you're here live, a round of applause for Emma Haney, please.
Hey. Well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like my show I did yesterday. All right.
That's okay. It was I did the monologue and
it
was-
felt.
it was just I don't know. I'm like this is this is a deep question, so I don't want to keep you. But like, there's a difference between a streaming
pride-
joke that I would
oh.
tell what.
I was gonna say a pride show and a pride show.
For sure, but there's a difference between like a streaming audience, like a TV joke for like late night is how I try to
Yeah.
craft those jokes,
It's different.
and
yeah.
like I would have told completely different jokes for a live crowd,
Mm-hmm.
like faster.
Yeah.
And I know that you should tell fast jokes anyway, but
Well, you just feed off the energy.
Right.
That's the only difference.
totally, you can earn equity is what I call it.
Yes,
Tell longer
yes.
jokes. Okay, I'll figure something out. I won't keep you, but
Okay.
thank you, Emma, for stopping by
Thank
the show.
you for having me. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. It was fun, per the usual.
We'll bring you back
You're
when
early
I-
on the clap, you guys.
when
You
I
were-
have some
No,
kings
I'm
and
just
you can
kidding.
pick their brain, or we can do it off screen.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we need to talk about
the tea.
which was it about?
I don't remember.
Okay.
The showcase. You were going to
Oh,
tell
that's
me.
right.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
I will.
Remember when you hit me with this fan earlier?
I do. If there was wind, I didn't
It's
adjust for
fine.
wind degree.
It was funny.
It was funny.
All right, I'll see you
What's
later.
funny is that you weren't doing your
Oh,
joke.
good thing I wasn't, because I would have
That would've hit
lost
you in
an
the
eye.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right,
Have fun at
bye.
your show. Where's it at?
It is at a yoga place. If you guys want to go to a yoga place and see comedy, they probably don't. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Oh, I would have had her up. Okay, cool. We'll see. Now it's just me and you guys, so I don't know. You guys having fun? It's a nice day. Yeah. I don't know how much fun this is to watch. I perform other ways, like normal ways. I just didn't think I was doing that now. So we'll see how long I'm alone, and maybe we'll just go into that. Although I've had a lot of tonic water, and I have to pee, and I don't know if I want to perform while having to pee. That might not be the most comfortable thing. Kind of like driving, when you have to pee. I feel like that's the risk right there, is driving while you have to pee. That should be against. Cell phones should be okay if you're good at it. Having to pee and drive, not okay, because you make bad decisions. You're like, that light's going to change to red, but I don't care. I really have to go. I have to get where I'm going. So, I don't know. That's relatable. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you to the DOCO for having everyone here. Thank you to the LGBT Center. That's still above my head, right? On screen? Okay, cool. On screen right now, above my head, is the information for the LGBTQ Center. And you guys can donate to them if you want to. Lots of cool shows I can tell you guys about. So I co-produce a show called Makeup and Mimosas. It's a drag brunch. And now that everything's coming back into play, there are shows at Punchline. There are shows at Stab Comedy Theater. Stab is all ages. So any shows you want to go to at Stab are all ages, which is really cool. I like all ages shows. I think drag and comedy should be accessible to everyone of all ages. The show at Badlands is not all ages because it's at a bar. But if that's interesting and you're 21, you can go to that. Punchline is 18 and over. I host a show that's half drag, half comedy. So that's a lot of fun. Hey, Lez-He, would you like to come on? Cool. I'm going to have a guest. I know. You guys are, that's how I feel. I'm like, yes. I'm so excited for a guest. I think I'm interesting, but I don't know how long you guys want to hear me just soliloquy. So a guest will be fun. Yeah. And do you want her to tell you anything? Handle-wise, Lez-He West, Lez dash hyphen HE, and then last name West. Cool. Hi, Lez-He, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, hold it close to your face. Yes.
I'm not used to this.
Oh, I know.
This is not my type of thing. I'm more of a taco person instead of holding.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We're keeping it clean, so tacos instead of
Yes.
quesadillas.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like crunchy tacos.
Yeah.
Personally.
I have a tattoo of a taco, and it's a crunchy taco, so.
Oh, good choice.
Yes.
Does it come through? You can tell what kind it is?
Yes, absolutely.
Right on. So I just had a comic. She was up here, and I was hoping to get you guys up here at the same time. She's interested in being a king. She thinks she has a name. She has a concept, like she'd like to, and I say she's non-binary, so they have a name. They have a concept, 1950s crooner.
Very nice.
I think that's a great concept.
I haven't seen something like that, and at least not around here in a while.
Okay. And then with the name, we're thinking Daddy Man.
I do like Daddy Man.
Yeah. And she's a little worried about like her boobs because they have bigger boobs. And I said, well, that's not a problem. And she's like, but where do you put them? And I'm like, well, there's ways to deal with it. One way is you just don't go shirtless.
Absolutely, that's one way. You can buy a binder, which is about $32, and they come in sizes up to 6X, if I remember correctly. So you can handle that way. You can tape, which is where you take the breast and you push it underneath the armpit, and
Okay.
you take tape and you line it down the middle and across the sides, and then it gives you like a peck. And then you can contour your stomach if you want.
If you want, but you don't have to do that.
No, absolutely not.
Because there's no rules in drag. You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
That's why I was like, look, just don't wear tight shirts. Because she's a little concerned with she read that there's health risks with binders.
Yes, there are some health risks if you wear them for a long amount of time. I do wear a binder most of the time, and I don't wear it more than about 3 hours.
Okay.
I take a rest because puppies got to rest.
Right.
And then I put my binder back on. I take probably about an hour rest.
Okay. That's good. So 3 hours on, 1 hour off.
Yeah, you don't want to stress the tissue in the breast. So.
Got it. She's also concerned about her hair. She thinks she has too much hair to put under a wig.
Well,
Or they think they have too much hair to put under a wig.
I would send them to one of my favorite drag kings, King Kelly Sweets, who has hair down to their butt.
Uh-huh.
They tie it up. They actually French braid it into a really tight French braid and then wrap it up and pin it.
That's funny you mentioned that, because the other night I was at the showcase and Callie Sweets performed, and I took a video of him and sent it to my friend Emma, and I was like, look, this drag king has a ton of hair.
And he wears wigs.
And there's a very short wig on him, and you can't tell. So there's and I think it's just starting. Like when you started doing drag, was it easy to start, or was it something?
Going out there and doing that, Emma doesn't know this. Maybe going out there and performing is going to influence somebody else, make them feel comfortable in their skin. Maybe they're going to relate because they haven't seen that before. And that's something that maybe Emma should consider. We are people that people look up to, and it makes them feel comfortable in their skin because we're being authentically ourselves,
Right. That's something that I find interesting, though, because drag performers are authentically being themselves, but it takes a lot of makeup and costume and wigs to be a drag performer, which is the opposite of authentic. So it's an interesting concept that you can have so much that's not authentic and be authentic at the same time.
I know, but
no, it's something I don't have anything poignant to say. It's just something that I think about sometimes. When people are like, "You're so authentic," I'm like, I don't know if I am. I feel inauthentic. So you've been performing for
5 years.
5 years, okay. And how has the scene changed from when you started to now?
There are a lot more than drag queens on the scene. Now, when I started, there were just queens, and there was nothing else. Now there's non-binary performers, there's gender screwery performers.
Well, there's in-betweens.
There's in-betweens. There's kings
Oh, I see
now.
what you did there. Okay, I like that. Gender screwery.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's become more accepting. I feel it's not that the community wasn't accepting before, but I feel like it's evolved in a way. The last 5 years, so much has happened. They're accepting of trans performers, which is something that I've seen it change. I've literally seen them go, well, that's a woman. Why are you going to let some woman perform? To, that's an amazing performer. I can't wait to book them. The one thing that I think the community does need to work on is AFAB performers, whether it's a female who dresses up as a drag queen, or it's a drag king, or somebody who does something else. I just don't feel they get enough performance time, credit, exposure.
So what, and I mean this all from a place of sincerity. It's going to sound like I'm because that's how I ask questions, what credit should AFAB performers be getting?
The credit of being equal.
Okay.
I feel they should be treated equal. What they do is just as flamboyantly beautiful as something that you do.
Sure.
And I think they should be given that credit.
How can people be treated equally?
Being booked, being included in community events, and for them at the same point in time, they need to go out to the performances and they need to make themselves known. They need to visit with the performers and they need to get to know the community. So it's a two-way street.
Sure.
Absolutely. It's a two-way street. So.
No, absolutely. I think being booked is an interesting one because there are a lot of drag queens that don't get booked.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of drag queens that do get booked.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that like, oh no, drag queens don't get booked ever. But people that aren't getting, like, let's take drag queens that aren't getting booked. They think they should be getting booked. And it's like, well, and I'm not saying like there's never a reason or there is a reason, but sometimes it just takes a while to get to the point where you are booked.
But are you taking advantage of getting to know the performers? Are you showing your support? Are you there at the front end, waving your finger, going around, raising up the crowd? When that crowd's silent, are you starting a clap?
Okay.
There are things that you can do to get yourself involved without performing.
Got it.
But you have to be there too. You have to be willing to go, all right, well, there's a drag show tonight. I'm going to go. And sometimes going in drag is a good thing. Sometimes it's not.
So for anyone watching and interested in that statement, when is it a good time to go to a drag show and drag as a spectator, and when is it not?
I think when it's a themed event is a great time to go, like a Disney event. I think it's great to see the performers dress up, and then there's Snow White and there's Aladdin and there's Jasmine, and it's not only the staff, it's people getting into it, or Pride, seeing all the flags and all the rainbows and things like that. Those are great times to go in drag because you're showing your support and you're gonna highlight what you're doing. People are going to see what you did. They're going to notice that art that you painted and that you're showing yourself on these days. And I think it's a great way to get yourself out there. Okay.
I think that's helpful because I think a lot of, on my show for the last month and a half, 2 months maybe, we've been talking, there's what we're calling performer entitlement, where people are like, oh, I've been performing for 6 months. During a pandemic even, which is I've been performing for 6 months. I want to be booked. And it's well, I mean, people think I get booked a lot. I don't actually get booked a lot. I produce my own shows. So that's always what I say to people. If you're not getting booked, start a show.
Exactly.
And that's obviously easier said than done. There's a lot that goes into producing a show. But if you really make your own opportunity,
Exactly.
And what you're saying is kind of also make your to be seen, to be contributive, don't take away. I was thinking about when you were saying a Disney show and then you have a Jasmine and an Aladdin. It's well, what if I come out to do Ariel and someone is also Ariel? That could be weird.
True, but you could always play off that.
Oh, absolutely.
You can always read them if you dress better.
What if you're not?
Oops.
Yeah. that would be embarrassing. Well, that's helpful because I think a lot of people say they should get booked or someone should get booked, but no one wants to say how people should get booked. And I think you're right. I think showing up at events, clapping when no one else is clapping, being supportive, those are helpful things. I think sometimes people start with that helpful avenue and then they veer into attention-seeking behavior where they'll want to collect the tips that are on the floor and they'll somersault out and they'll sweep up the tips with a flourish. And it's this isn't your moment.
I know, but some people just feel they need to do that, and you have to kind of just let them do that. I mean,
No, for sure.
I've had customers do the same thing in the middle of a performance. You just kind of gotta go and let them do their thing.
But it's not going to help you get booked if you do that.
True, that's definitely not gonna help you get booked.
Because I don't want to work with someone or book someone like that.
Exactly, but that shows you their character.
It does. And a character is a big thing for me with a show. Like, I want to work with people I like. I don't want to work with people I don't like.
Exactly.
And it's even if it's a good performer, I'm good. There are other good performers.
You can always fill the spot with somebody. That's what's nice about our occupation.
Right.
Is that there's always somebody there that wants to perform. There's always somebody. If this person's entitled and they're going to act a fool, there's somebody over here that's hungry, that wants to perform, that's going to go out there and, yes, God, make it happen, so.
Yeah. What time do you have to perform? What time are you performing?
7:45.
Okay, cool. I don't want to keep you too late.
Oh, no.
We're good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Yaya said on my show last week, we're all replaceable.
Oh, absolutely.
And I agree I agree with a lot of what Yaya says, but definitely that. Like, we're all replaceable. There might not be like another Suzette, but there's someone else that can perform. There's someone else that can give you weirdness. So, you got to stay on your toes. You got to keep earning it. And if you ever think you've done too much or you don't need to do more, then you're probably not a performer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because I know that I still get nervous before every performance, and I'm still afterwards. I tape my performances and I watch them over, and I'm like, I could have done this better. Next time, this needs to be pleated down, or I need to stitch this for next time, or the wig needed to be straight. Like, I'm always trying to better myself for the next performance, because you never know when your last performance is.
Right.
And you always want to make sure that you're performing like it is your last performance.
Absolutely. And you've actually had injuries from performing.
Yes, I have.
So you've lived close to that line of you never know when your last performance is.
Yes, it's been a roller coaster. I've been hurt and trying to cope that. Well, I've had a broken ankle. Let's start with that. So I shattered my ankle 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm going to be in a wheelchair. I have a cast on my foot. What am I going to do? And I decided I wasn't going to let that stop me, and I performed.
Good.
I performed stupid songs that went with the wheelchair, like Spin Me Around and Rollin' by Limp Bizkit, but I did stuff and kept going. I didn't let that stop me, but that could have been the end of my career. I could have been like, well, I've got a broken ankle, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm not going to be able to perform.
I like that you did songs that went with it, because like Emma and I were talking about, when you do stand-up, you want to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And if you come out and you're in a wheelchair and I don't know, I don't want to say you have to address it, because there are people that live in wheelchairs.
Exactly.
And they shouldn't be relegated to always doing songs about wheels and spinning.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you are momentarily, it probably helps to address it.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that was something you did. What other tips do you have for new performers?
Be humble.
Okay.
Like, that's a big one. And something I've seen with a lot of up-and-coming performers is they seem very entitled. And it's, I've been in the business 5 years. I'm humble. Like, I am so respectful of my elders, and I'm thankful for every spot I get, because they chose me.
Right.
Like, out of a box of crayons, they chose that one, and that was me. Not a lot of people get those opportunities. So I'm very thankful.
Oh, totally.
Very thankful, because, you not only booked me, but you booked a king. So you're making a statement, clearly.
Is it a statement to book a king?
I think it is, because you're saying you're breaking the normality, because there are clubs in town that refuse to book kings because, quote unquote, they don't perform as well as queens do.
Can someone book a king without making a statement?
I don't necessarily know, because you're breaking the standard by booking a king. Generally, kings are AFAB performers. Not all, but most are AFAB performers. That's very rare, and there are under 10 of us usually, so you're picking from a very small select group versus you can pick any queen.
So what would make it, what would the point be where it wouldn't be a statement when booking kings? Like,
When it becomes normal.
well, and what is that? Like,
When it's not even a blink of an eye to see a king, when people aren't surprised anymore, because a lot of people I've met are like, you're a drag king? What's that?
right.
Like, they have no clue what I do, or how to even, like, your friend has no clue how to start. Like, when did Emma see a drag king?
I don't know if Emma's ever seen a drag king. She was here. I don't. Oh. Have you ever seen a drag king? Oh, no.
See? Right? Hi!
Do you want to come back? Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
All right. All
Like
right.
in the middle? Okay, yeah.
Is it on now?
I
Can
think
you hear
so.
me? You
Yeah,
can.
no, you're there.
Sorry. I know.
Okay.
I was like, I'm leaving, but then someone was really nice and bought me a beer, and I was like, I'm staying.
That's all I had to do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am a comic. I get paid in beer, so yeah, if you buy
I
me one, I'll
mean-
stay.
I get paid in beer. Well, usually Fireball, so I feel you.
Ooh.
Performers, right? Performers at a local level
Yeah.
sometimes get paid in drink tickets or
French fries,
French
chicken
fries, yeah.
tenders.
I love when we get chicken tenders for
I will do
payout.
anything for a drink food
we
ticket.
smelled some here, so I'm like, where I would
You
like
did.
some.
They the wind carried it over here.
Oh, are they from not around here?
No, it's probably Kiki's up the street. Or no, Kiki's is way
Kiki's
up there.
is way up.
Well, that's a strong Delta breeze.
It's a strong Delta breeze. Okay, so couple interesting
Oh, man.
things. You've never seen a king.
No,
Never.
never.
Lez-He thinks that would lead to, that would be equality
Yes.
when people can say they've seen kings.
It's I
Okay.
think so.
But here's an interesting thought, and again, I'm not trying to like incite or be devil's advocate.
No.
But if there's only 10 kings, right?
There's
And
only
there's
10 in Sacramento.
Yeah.
About
There's,
There's-
about to be
there's about-
11.
And apparently I've given birth to a drag son, so that's going to be 12.
Yeah.
can a drag okay, just interesting thought. Can a drag king give birth?
Listen,
Parent-
it's 2021.
Lee.
First of all.
Because
Oh, that was a pun. You said apparently.
Ah,
There's a pun show in
nice.
town for you.
Oh, there is.
Well, my drag son ran up to me and said, I want to do drag and I want you to be my dad. And I kind of went, okay.
Yeah.
And,
'Cause
you're already
Did
you're
you-
already there. It's already your drag son.
Yeah.
I just have to teach
So
him how to
you're
paint.
like a real dad.
Like, that's
Just
weird. That's
thrown
weird
on
to
you.
me.
I heard someone's joke just there. I don't know.
Huh?
You're like a real dad.
Yeah.
Dad.
Dad.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, Shahara.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I heard that in the town.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting difference, right? Because with drag queens, people will be like, "Oh my God, be my drag mom, be my drag mom, be my." No one ever says it to me. I want to be clear to like the streaming audience.
Do you want to be my drag mom?
Do you want me to?
Aunt. I want you to be my cool aunt
Okay, so
and my
that's,
cool uncle.
That's actually
there
an
we
interesting.
That's
go.
workable.
That's doable.
I have an extensively large drag family.
Yeah.
I have 4 aunts,
Okay.
and I was talking to one of them today, Apple Adams.
Yes.
And she was like,
We
I don't
love
know.
Apple.
I don't know, like, if I ever was meant to be a mom, but I
Yeah.
am definitely meant to be an ant.
An ant. That's I mean that's
Yeah.
me in real life. So
Okay, take a step closer because the sun is over your head.
there it
Yes,
goes. Oh, my bun
perfect.
is blocking your eyes.
Yes,
Beautiful.
It's a bun of magic now.
It is.
I'm
I'm
oh
like
my God, wind.
trying to have good posture so it works.
So I don't want to get too far off topic, but I do want to recap. We talked about a couple of your concerns.
Okay.
Binders.
Yeah.
Lez-He will do 3 hours on, 1 hour off
That makes sense.
for the health concern.
I am a 39E.
Okay.
I have big boobicles.
Yeah.
So I understand that concern of like, what am I gonna do with them? Like, you know,
If they're
like,
very
big
noticeable and
flans.
hard to hide. I'm a 38 double D.
oh yeah, I totally feel you.
No
I
one's listening. Yeah.
totally feel you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tape.
That's what I was thinking because I used to do that just when I was weird, non-bi. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. Top surgery is expensive. It's like $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So binders, I'll have to get one. Yeah.
You can wear shirts. Like if you're going for an old-fashioned look, you can wear
Yes.
button-up shirts. You can wear
Yes.
vests. You
Okay.
can cover it up
Vests.
with things like that.
We-
Jackets. I
Yeah.
mean, they're your friend.
Yeah.
Before I got a binder, I wore a lot of overcoats over my shirts.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes
Don't-
sense. Yeah.
Don't wear my clothes.
What do you mean your clothes?
A lot of crop tops.
I
Yeah.
wear crop tops at
Well-
home, not out in real life.
You know, I
It's
don't.
a private thing.
I wear them at home, I guess. But they're just tight. That's all I was saying. So
Oh
like,
no,
yeah.
I have like old dad shirts. My dad
Okay.
and then I cut them. Those are my crop tops.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying like
These aren't like tight.
don't wear like, tight crop tops.
Listen, don't censor my art, first of all.
Okay, so you just said my drag is my drag.
Yeah.
You just said it differently.
That's true. I'm gonna go for should I go for like 70s man in his prime? Like in the 1970s where I have cut off shorts,
Right.
my underwear, and then crop tops.
Do you
And
want
a
to do that?
mustache with a
you can get.
and tube socks.
I have something that you would love for that idea.
Yes.
It is a man suit. I have a man suit.
I-
It covers me from neck all the way down to my
Really?
feet. It has hair on it.
Yes.
It has a penis.
Okay.
And
yeah.
it is contoured for all the body parts. Like
really.
I've done a Blink 182 number where I
Really?
dropped all my clothes and ran around.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, I got in trouble on Facebook because apparently my penis was showing. So
But if it's, I mean, if
Still
it's
a penis.
not, okay, that's true. I have a couple of those, but yeah, that's
They terrify me.
TMI.
Yeah.
Me too.
So
Unless they're on me.
I told Lez-He your potential name.
Man, daddy.
Daddy man.
Daddy
Yeah.
man. Dad bod. I forget what I said.
Daddy man, the king of the dad bod.
Yeah,
The
but
dad
if-
bod king.
yes.
Yeah. That's the subtitle.
Because then I don't have to like work on it or like I can just stay the same.
But that's a real body type.
That is,
like, some
and
people
it's very
have-
popular. I hear on BuzzFeed.
There you
Dad
go.
bods are in.
and I'm telling you, the man suit,
I'm
would
here
work
for
so
it.
great for it.
I'm here for it.
$75
We're
drag
at.
skin.
Okay. I'm here for it.
So we also talked about hair.
Yeah.
Your hair is very short compared to King Cali Sweets.
Yeah. It used to be very long. I recently just cut it. So
Just French braid it.
I got to find someone who could French braid. I don't have anybody.
Does Michelle?
Michelle, do you know how to French braid? You can learn. She can learn. She can learn. If she's going to be my stage mom, you can learn. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
She was very clear. Just
She has water. No, we're not. Okay, I'm not asking you to
So-
French braid now.
I'm complete. I have my back turned to the camera, but
Oh.
so I'll turn and face it. So Michelle said these hands don't braid. She has water. She has cigarettes, but that's all the help she's bringing.
That's fine.
And support, emotional. She didn't say that, but I believe that was in the water and
Yeah,
cigarettes.
absolutely.
Emotional, full and total emotional support.
Yes.
And you have to have that when you do drag.
From a partner?
You need doesn't matter what kind of partner. It could be like mine is my best friend.
Okay.
Okay.
He supports me through everything.
Oh.
Well, I did the same thing for him and his wrestling.
Yeah, that's
so.
nice.
But he,
That'd be-
Ooh, wrestling like on a
Yes,
local level.
Like, yes.
Yes,
Mr. Jonas Soul out there with the red hair.
Hell yeah.
That'd have been so much funnier if you were like, he supports me in everything I do, and I don't support him at all.
And also he does wrestling.
It's all about me. It's a one-way friendship. But you are very supportive, and he's very supportive of you.
Yes.
So it's great to have support.
Yeah. Oh, Michelle's all about it. She's very much about it.
I know. Look, I would take more than just a stranger buying me shoes on the internet. I would love some.
But I love.
No,
when
I would
that
love that.
happens.
I would
when
love
that happens, give her some tips because she's tried to break into that.
I would love that. I just
Feet pictures.
That's what I said.
they're all over the internet. My feet are no stranger to the world.
Socks.
So-
Sell your socks.
Oh,
Sell your
look,
dirty socks.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
think I'm above selling socks.
I'm not thinking
Wear
it.
them for 3 days, and somebody will buy them for $35 a piece.
Where? Listen,
It's a
the
clean
inquiring
show.
minds
Well,
would like
well,
to know.
Yeah,
well,
this
that
is-
we have to
this
talk
is-
about somewhere
this
else.
Is with the other gossip that I have to share.
Oh, okay.
So what else was there?
I have 3 minutes.
Oh, so
I
drag
actually
aunt.
have to
Right,
go.
right.
Yeah.
I could do that. I mean, I feel like that's probably a better role than a drag mom for me.
I think it's funner for everybody because everyone loves a fun aunt or uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird because like I have an aunt, and so it's weird to think of myself as an aunt,
I am an aunt
right?
because there's no non-binary term for an aunt or an uncle, so they call me aunt.
That's oh no, there is.
Is there?
Yes.
My niece knows that I'm non-binary though, because she's old enough to have an Instagram, and she's looked at mine and saw my pronouns.
Right.
And then she told my sister, because I haven't talked to my family, because it's not a thing to me. I don't think it needs to be said.
That's one great thing about drag family.
I love it.
Like I really don't know where I'd be without my like drag aunt and my drag older person that's not a mom.
Yeah.
That I can't say because I'll be dead. She'll
Okay.
kill
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. She would.
Right. But what I think is interesting is like people would be like, "Oh, you have a drag aunt. Who's your drag mom? Like who's your drag dad?"
Yeah.
So you're like, "No, you have to make up a backstory."
Okay.
You have to be like, "I lost
I
them
love a good origin
in a terrible
story.
plane crash."
Yeah.
In the Himalayas.
Oh my God. That's extra.
It is extra.
That's you though.
So one
yeah.
thing that you don't have to do with drag families is you don't have to take the name. So you could still be Daddy Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You don't have to be like Daddy Man, Daddy Veneti.
But now I'm like rethinking because I
name?
wanted to originally do like a Roy Orbison vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, do I be Daddy Man and I just rock out to 70s dad rock and do that? Is that a thing? Those songs are too long though. Like,
You can cut them. I mean, you
Oh,
have
that's
that long
true.
instrumental at the end, and you just cut it when
Cut it.
and fade it out.
Yeah.
Well, but Roy Orbison to me,
okay. Dad,
Dad bod.
Jovi.
That's how supportive.
That's
That's how supportive Joe is. He just.
Suzette, write that in my folder
Okay,
that you
all right.
have for my suggestions.
I do. Dad bod Jovi.
I fucking love
Okay,
that.
you guys have to talk.
All right. Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I hurt my knee a couple weeks ago
How?
performing.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, there's something about slipping and blowing your knee out in front of a crowd.
Yeah. Did you feel it? You didn't feel it until after you were done?
So what happened is the first performance, my hip pops out
Oh, what?
and pops back
What were
in.
you doing? Like
I was
really?
doing Zoot Suit Riot.
Okay, I could see it.
And then I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. It's all right. I'll switch my shoes.
Yeah.
I'll wear some flats.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and perform. I'll get through it. It's only 3 minutes.
Okay.
You know, get through another 3 minutes.
Oh shit.
I got about 2.5 minutes in, and I just stepped, and my knee just went. Whoop.
No. So how are you now? Still in pain, obviously.
I'm still in a little bit of pain. I'm still limping around a little bit, and I'm wearing a knee brace. but I am performing ready, and I am
That's good.
excited. I may not be able to give my 100%, but I'm definitely going to give my 85.
Yeah, that's still good. If you do at least 50, are you doing a show here?
Yes.
Which one?
I am on at 7:45.
Ooh, oh, okay. Nice, sweet, excitement.
Do you have any other questions for Les? I mean, you can always reach out.
I
Oh,
can
yeah.
always reach out, which is probably what I'll do because I can't think of anything off the cuff.
It's hard.
It was really just boobs and hair. That
Yeah.
was and
Well,
makeup.
and
I
you know
don't
what's
how to put
funny is
makeup
I
on.
sent you the video of the king,
Yeah.
and I said to Lez-He, like, oh, Emma's concerned about hair, and right away he said, Cali Sweets, and that's the king I
Yeah.
sent you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, now if I'm doing like Dad Bod Jovi, I
You
need
like
just a
that.
shaggy wig, so I feel like I'll be okay.
So you're switching from the Roy Orbison feel.
I
to,
have officially, now that name is out in
Yeah.
the world, I feel
Okay.
like that's more my speed anyways, because I like that music. So
I mean, if you did "Living on a Prayer,"
Yes.
I would live.
listen, we're gonna have to
Wanted,
talk
dead or
about-
alive.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
my
that applause was for
God.
that.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
People want that, and that's a good song. That's something I noticed. Like, there's so many good songs that I don't see Kings do, and I'm like, but there's a lot of good songs. Why is no one doing
Okay,
these songs?
keep it under wraps, because now that's what I'm gonna do.
It's only between the three of us and the internet.
All right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
but I think you got that's good though, because you kind of put your stank on it.
Now I have it.
Yeah.
It's done now. That was what I was saying. I needed like one more like boost of something.
It's from
and
someone
that was
else.
it. That
Yeah.
killer
'Cause
ass
I've been- I've been talking to
Hell
Emma about
yeah.
it for what, like a year?
a year since
Maybe even
quarantine.
more.
A
Oh,
little bit
wow.
before, yeah.
Yeah, and like on the show was like, well, sometimes someone else has to say it, and I was like, I get it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
have-
like when I went to drag brunch. It was like all the like words of encouragement. I was like, oh yeah.
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
Lez-He said like you just have to get Emma to go to a show and see it, and maybe talk to people like Apple, and I was like, oh, check and check. Done.
Apple was very nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't know many people that don't like Apple, and if they don't,
I would
don't.
worry about them.
I
if
don't
they
trust them,
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I do have to go now. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
well,
I have
thank
a
you.
show, but it was very nice meeting
Nice
you.
meeting you, too.
I'll follow you on all of the things so I can ask you more questions and pick your brain.
Absolutely.
All right, bye.
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 Once again, Emma Haney. We walked everybody. Talk show probably isn't as riveting as a performance.
This is the first talk show I've done, so I think it's pretty entertaining,
Oh no, I think so too, and I think I always tell people it makes a really good podcast, especially on like 1.5 speed,
Yeah.
because we pause naturally to think or to change the speaker. So if you listen 1.5 speed, it's going to go a lot faster,
Yeah.
and you can still process it. So an interesting thought I wanted to come back to is if there's only 10 kings, right, and there's 100 queens.
Yeah.
Okay, so if a king is in every show, does that what's the ratio that's good? Because now you have, let's say there's 5 people in the show, and you have 1 king and 4 queens. Is that a good ratio, first of all?
Well, that's usually what the average show is anyways. It's about 5 performers.
Right.
So
What in the perfect world, what would that be?
I like about 6 performers on my show. I just think the numbers more rounded and it goes a lot better. It extends the show out a little bit more. I personally, if I was booking a show with everyone, because I book an all king show, but I would include like Yaya is a non-binary performer. You have a king. I'd probably pick a trans queen and probably another drag queen and roll the dice on who I would fill the other slots with.
Isn't there a writ? Because there's not a lot of trans queens
No,
locally,
there isn't.
and there's not a lot of non-binary performers. So don't you end up booking the same people? And I'm not saying that's bad. I do a brunch where the same 4 of us are there every
Oh
week.
yeah, absolutely.
And we have one guest performer. But is that helpful to the other performers if you're booking the same people in those slots?
It is no, you bring it up. It is kind of hurtful. At the same point in time, I feel that these performers are underrepresented. So at least, maybe not every show, but once a month, showcasing, like I have a trans performer, I have a non-binary performer, I have a king, I think making it different. Maybe one time you do a king on the show, the next time you do a trans queen, you cycle through it like that. I feel that would work too. It's giving them a spot performance. They're not taking up too much space.
Okay. So equity with booking. Some queens, let's use queens,
Okay.
want to be booked and they're not ready yet. What if that's the case for a non-queen, whether it's a non-traditional queen, let's say that? How do you address that and book people who feel like they should be booked?
And that's where we used to, before COVID,
Sure.
have an amateur show.
After hours.
After hours, exactly. And that was a place for new up-and-comers to showcase their talent, to get better.
To develop.
I feel that we have to have a show like that. That's how you can't get better if you don't perform.
Oh, no, absolutely.
And that way it's teaching them, they got a show. It's open. They pick their music. They can go with a theme. So they're learning how to do the theme. They're working with a queen or a king or somebody who's hosting, who's been doing this a while, who can push them in the right direction. And they're getting to know the community, even on and off night. I mean, it was Monday.
Right.
We crowded on Monday.
Oh, no, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've had on the show whose first time was after hours or who have performed at after hours, including Apple, of course. My first time was at after hours, and I actually told Emma all about it because she asked if there was because as comedians, we have open mics.
Yeah.
And you can go and you can get better and you can kind of showcase. And I said, we don't have an open mic, but we have an amateur night.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what form it's going to take when the pandemic, when it comes back from the pandemic. But I believe it will come back in some capacity.
I know it's in the mix.
Yeah.
I can say for 100% that it's in the mix.
So I told her at the least, these types of shows, when they exist, they're you message in and you say I'd like to perform, and let's say okay, like the 3rd week in June, because maybe there are a lot of people and they're in a lot of spots.
Yeah.
After hours, the way it was before anyway, was amazing because it got to the point where maybe it was too big.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you have 20 performers, and at one point in time, we were doing 2 numbers apiece, and we were stretching over the bar time. Poor guys.
Right. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm paying
no
attention
problem.
to everything. It was getting too long and out there. But I hope it comes back because it's a good thing. Would you ever have like a drag king version of After Hours?
I have, actually.
Okay.
For me, because my show was only once a month, January was my newcomer month. I showcased nothing but newcomers, and I gave them, most of them, their first paid gig. So they got what it was like to get paid for a performance, be in front of a different type of crowd, because After Hours is expecting, amateurs and things like that. When you're doing the King show, they're expecting you to be a little more polished, a little more cleaned up. So you're experiencing that, and when you mess up, they're cruel sometimes.
Is putting a newcomer into a paid show, like how new?
So for me, I usually watch them. I would go to after hours and I would watch them for a couple months and see who I thought
Okay.
would deserve showcasing, because maybe they just sparked my interest, or they were showing something I've never seen before, or they were super bendy, or they were doing prosthetic makeup or cosplay, something that I hadn't seen before that I wanted to showcase on my show.
Okay. So I think I'm out of questions, and I don't want to go too long. I don't want to go too long, and I finally got internet connection on my Chromebook. I thought it was a viewer question, but I can't tell because it's still loading. But we do a thing called rapid fire questions.
Oh, God.
And we end with that. Would you like to do that?
Sure.
Okay, cool. What is a drag name that you didn't end up using?
I didn't have any other drag name.
Okay.
I was pretty set on Lez-He West, which Les is a play on lesbian, he, because I play a he, and West from Adam West, because I'm a Batman nerd.
Okay. Do you have a favorite wig color?
I love pink. I can't help it. Like, that's mostly what I'm known for, is the pink mohawk. But, I change it so often.
Do you name your wigs? I mean, a mohawk, if you have a pink mohawk.
I actually haven't named my hair.
Okay. What's your favorite recurring show to perform in?
Eve's of Paradise down in Stockton.
Okay. What's your favorite venue?
Sidetracks when it's open.
Okay.
Definitely.
Hopefully it will open soon. What's the funniest thing an audience member has ever said to you after a show?
They didn't really say anything to me. They handed me a tip tied to a banana.
That's weird.
Well, I was performing as a Tarzan.
Okay, that's less weird. They had a banana on the ready?
Yes, they had a banana on the ready, and there was a couple dollar bills wrapped around it with a little rubber band.
That's weird, yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite song to perform to?
Oh, that's hard. It's a toss-up between something from Papa Roach, probably Scars by Papa Roach, or I have a devil mix that I do that has AC/DC, Van Halen, and it ends with a comedy bit. So I think it would be a toss-up between one of those two.
Okay. It's easier when it's on my computer screen. Do you have a favorite LGBTQ activist?
He's no longer with us, but Harvey Milk.
Oh, no, that counts. That's still your favorite activist. What's your favorite item on the gay agenda?
Glitter.
Okay. Yeah. I told Emma, some people say glitter.
The gay agenda is be gay, eat tacos, be gay, be super gay, be flamboyantly gay, be gay at brunch.
With glitter.
With glitter.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about the existence of brunch? Just the concept of brunch.
Food.
Yeah.
I love food. Whether it's cooking the food or eating the food or sharing the food, I love the food.
And I know you, but do you cook or bake?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Which one do you like more?
Baking.
Baking. DC or Marvel?
DC, because I'm a Harley
Batman.
girl.
Oh, you're a
Batman.
Okay.
Harley.
If someone's buying us drinks at the bar after the show, what are we drinking?
Fireball.
Okay. Toilet paper over or under?
Over. Definitely over.
Yeah, no, I agree. My friend. I don't think she knew I was here. Yeah. I didn't know you were there. But also, you're not mic'd up. I tease. Do you have a favorite comedian?
He's no longer with us, George Carlin.
Oh, that's a great choice.
I love George Carlin. I grew up with him, and he passed away in 2008, and I was very, very sad.
Do you have a favorite drag queen?
God, that's so hard because throughout my years, I've had different queens be very significant to me. Like in the beginning, it was Chantal. Chantal gave me my start and essentially helped me learn to paint. And then Apple really pushed me to do drag even more and to perform at after hours. Helen's booked me so many times, and I always have an open place out of Paradise. Taryn has shaped me in many ways and has pushed me to be a better performer. And I really look up to all of them, and their opinions matter so much to me.
That's a great answer. Do you have a favorite drag king?
Oh, I do. And
Do you not want to name?
no, I don't want to name him because there's such a small community, and I am such a big name in our small little community. I don't want to upset anyone.
That's fair. I don't make secrets about my favorites, but I totally get it.
He knows, like, he
Okay.
hands down knows he's my favorite. Like,
Okay.
but I don't want anyone else. Everybody else is treated equally. I love you all.
This I'm going to ask about an even smaller community. This is totally a self-serving question. Do you have a favorite drag princess?
You, of
Oh,
course.
thank you. I like when people say not me and come up with a different person. And I'm like, oh, good answer. Like, it's because, it's just set up for it to be me.
Well, next would be Bijou Bentley.
Is she a drag princess?
Well, I consider her a drag princess.
Why do you consider her a drag princess?
Because she's got more of, not that royal quality, but that, like, cute little bouncy little,
I'm going to have to, I'm trying to think of a clean way to say it. Push her out of the way. I love Bijou. She's one of my favorite people. That is the last question I have. Lez-He West, thank you so much for helping me fill time and coming through and being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, I appreciate it so much. I think we're ready to roll. Okay, cool. I didn't know you were going to be here, so you're not in the credits.
Oh, no worries.
I didn't get to update those in time, but that was the show. Thank you to the DOCO. Thank you to the LGBTQ Center. Sorry we didn't get more people to hang around and stay, but we've had fun. This has been nice. And that's the show. Thank you to Emma Haney. Thank you to Jesse. And I'll be back next week on July 4th at 5:03. So see you then.
Thanks for having me. Are you tucked?
I don't ever really actually talk.
Oh, so.
I'm very half-assed about it, like unexpected. It's not that bad. I just haven't had time.
My wife used to tuck, so.
That would make it harder.
Yeah.
I don't think they know what they like. The center knew what my show was, and I was thinking to put a show together for that. But they were like, I'll do it. Yeah. I don't mind doing it. No. And I was like, I can do a show for free. And they were like, yeah, do that. And now I feel like it's what I said I was going to do. Yeah. Thank you for being here. And I think I might be in the bathroom or I might go, but if I don't, I hope it's a great weekend. It's not your